just ramble. I just ramble. I just talk. I talk to myself a lot. So I'm just basically talking to myself. I don't think I talk to myself quite this way. I'm talking to the uh, the mythological you, kind of like in Choose Your Own Adventure books, if you're old enough to know what those are. I guess there's a modern day equivalent, but there was a series of them that were somewhat popular when I was growing up, and they were certainly popular with me. I can tell you that. Excuse me. I wanted every single one of them, and it was at a time when you couldn't just order stuff off the internet. You know, I've built uh, a respectable collection of them. I'm building it slowly as time goes on. Some of them can be challenging to get your hands on, and also a little bit pricey, but I've built a respectable collection. But it never would have been possible when I was younger to do that, because you were limited to what you could find at your local Walden Books, or what was the other one, Barnes and Noble, and they weren't like gigantic. They were like hole in the wall stores at the mall back then, compared to what I don't think Walden Books even exists now. But I've seen Barnes and Nobles they're basically own stores in the parking lot, a satellite store of a mall or whatever now. And what's the other one? I forget. There's another major bookseller that used to have stores, at least, and I forget their name. Something else with a B. Or, I don't know. Maybe it was Barnes and Noble, but I think it was something else. And Borders Books. So yeah, but you were limited when I was initially interested in Choose Your Own Adventure books. You were limited by what you could find at the store. So, needless to say, when I found one that was, there was certain ones you could almost always count on finding at just about every bookstore you went to. And anywhere I went, the first thing I did was, okay, where's the bookstore? I'm going to the bookstore, and among other things, I'm a bookworm, or I still am. When I was young, I was really, really, really into reading, but you know what time does to you sometimes. And so I would make a beeline. As soon as my parents would, when I was old enough they would let me kind of go off on my own a little bit, and just crazy to think that they would do that. But I would just wander to the bookstore. And my parents always knew, okay, if he wasn't at one bookstore, he's at the other. And then maybe a little bit later on, video games, I would be at the KB Toys or Electronics Boutique. But one of those 4 locations. Oh, and I guess the sporting goods store. I was always looking for Minnesota Vikings apparel, too. I liked Minnesota Vikings apparel. I wanted, there were these jackets, these starter jackets that were popular, and I just could not find one with a Minnesota Vikings logo on it. And I guess even though the jackets have probably fallen way out of style by now, I'd still want one just for nostalgic value. Like I was looking at Zubaz pants the other day. I just wanted them for pajamas or whatever, or even just for irony. I figured they'd go nice with my pit vipers. But the price, out of control. Excuse me. Just to buy something that I would just wear as pajamas or irony, just way out of control. So yeah, this is what the cats do. Anyway, there's a stool shaped. This is a pet stair. I'm definitely not going to step on that. I'd probably get a better shot if I did. But so yeah, be on the lookout for a channel trailer. Anyone who's interested, be on the lookout for that. There's my my buddy Snorkel. He's buried out there. Snorkel died the day after Christmas on December 2020, the year 2020. It was very sad. And but there he is. Always get to visit him. Visit him just about every day. Right, Goggles? Goggles and he had a good friendship, so Goggles gets to look out on him. Something went down the wrong tube. Let's see if a little coffee will dislodge it. Here we go. Goggles this may be exciting. Goggles may blast off to space. Yeah, buddy. How'd you like that? From there to there. Let's see if we can get a view of him. He's quite a leaper. Hey, Goggle Man. We call that, when he does that, I call that blasting off to space. Hey, bud. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing up there? Hey, bud.